Amy, my 23-year-old wife, and I'm 26, have been in a loving relationship for 3 years. We fell head over heels for each other upon first meeting and quickly moved in together. Within a year, I proposed to her, and we tied the knot this past April. It was a beautiful ceremony, and I can confidently say it was the happiest day of my life. We've now been married for about 7 months. About 4 months ago, I discovered that Amy had been communicating with a man she met online. She went on a date with him and confessed everything to me. Despite the betrayal, I decided to forgive her. I asked for an explanation, and she revealed that she felt our relationship lacked passion and that I wasn't meeting her needs as a spouse. I chose to forgive her, hoping that things would improve between us. After that, everything changed. We argued almost constantly, and sometimes we even slept in separate beds. She would bring up divorce frequently, telling me I wasn't man enough to support her or meet her needs. I did my best to try to make things work. We decided to take a weekend trip, hoping it would rekindle our relationship. But just 2 weeks after our trip, I discovered she was still communicating with the same guy. Once again, I forgave her. I did my best to fulfill all of her needs, physical, emotional, and financial. And for a while, things seemed like they were getting better. 1 month later, the arguments resumed. Amy would complain about the smallest things, and as usual, I was the one trying to smooth things over and fix the relationship. She refused any intimacy for 2 entire months at this point. Jumping ahead to last week, we had the biggest arguments of our relationship. She made the final decision that divorce was the only solution. I pleaded with her, expressing my desire to salvage our marriage and continue our life together. After 2 days, we reconciled once again and agreed to stay together. With all of my love and trust in her, I never doubted that we could overcome this hurdle in our marriage. Skipping ahead to yesterday, we had a huge argument. I accused her of not being a good wife and said I deserved more from our relationship. In response, she confessed to me that she is actively using various dating apps and wants to explore other relationships instead of staying in our marriage. I was at a loss for words after she made that hurtful comment. I needed some time alone to process everything, so I left the house. Later, she texted me to say she was planning on dating other men and that our marriage was over. She said she would be filing for divorce. She showed no concern for my emotions. I attempted to make her understand that while she had emotionally disconnected from our relationship, I was still deeply in love with her. It didn't seem right for her to start dating other men while still living together and married. When I returned home, Amy was no longer there. Instead, there was a letter waiting for me, expressing her desire to remain friends despite everything that had happened. She also shared that she was ready to start living her life again. I attempted to reach out to her through calls and texts, but she had blocked me on all forms of communication. She didn't return until midnight, and when I tried to talk to her, she avoided conversation and went straight to bed. Even though I didn't want to admit it, I had a feeling that she had been unfaithful. Desperate for some kind of explanation or closure, I took her laptop and searched through her messages. Since her computer was synced with her phone, all of her texts were also on there. As I delved deeper into the messages, I discovered something heart-wrenching. Amy had slept with someone she met on a dating app only a day ago. This was their first encounter. She had confided in her best friend that she didn't plan on sleeping with him, but the chemistry between them felt right. Apparently, this man was wealthy, tall, and incredibly attractive. She also revealed to her friend that it had been 2 months since she last had sex, and that she had never been unfaithful before. Despite any reservations, she admitted that the experience was thrilling, and that she would do it all over again without regret. I'm at a loss. I can't seem to catch my breath, and the tears keep falling as I go back and forth, questioning everything. How could the person I love most in the world, who I've always held in high regard, hurt me like this? When did things start to unravel between us? Am I not enough for her anymore? Who is this person that I thought I knew and married? Where did our love go and when did it disappear? What did I do wrong that wasn't enough for her? Amidst everything else, I am tormented by the thought of my wife being intimate with someone else. It tears me apart inside. The person I once believed to be my perfect match has betrayed me in the worst way possible. Our marriage is beyond repair, and I have come to terms with the fact that she will never change, no matter how desperately I may want her to. Despite everything, my love for her still remains strong. I yearn for the way things used to be between us. Instead of putting in effort to make our marriage work, She chose to prioritize other things. Now I am faced with a difficult road ahead as I try to heal and piece together the fragments of our relationship. I am not prepared for this journey, but I know that I must find a way to move forward without her. Things are still raw between us, and we haven't communicated since the last time she left. I'm going to give myself a chance to calm down, to sort out my emotions and ideas before attempting to have a conversation with her again. At this point, I'm not even sure if it's worth bringing up the fact that she slept with some stranger she met. Update. I think I'm finally breaking out of this never-ending cycle with my wife. After taking in and really considering all the advice you guys gave me, I realized that I haven't been valuing myself enough to put up with the way things have been going. For the first time in our relationship, I stopped participating in her manipulative games and standing by her unreasonable demands. I also stopped trying to empathize with her or blindly forgive her for her actions. Following the night she confessed her desire to end our marriage and then slept with a stranger from a dating app, I have emotionally distanced myself from her. All the qualities I once admired in her have disappeared. The woman I held in such high regard is no longer there. Ever since I reconsidered my role in our relationship, my behavior towards her has shifted, and she's taken notice. Amy has been pleading for a chance to fix our marriage. For the past 2 days, she has not stopped trying to convince me that things could be different. She even resorted to using sexual advances in an attempt to seduce me, parading around the house, flaunting her body. If anything, it only pushed me further away. She is still unaware that I know about her affair with him. All she knows is that I have given up on our marriage and on her. I can honestly say that this is the first time I have ever truly meant it when I said I didn't want to reconcile with my wife, and surprisingly, it's also the first time she has ever fought for me. But I believe it's too late and the damage has already been done. I need to let go and move on with my life. She only started caring once I distanced myself completely. Maybe she never thought she could lose me, considering how forgiving and present I've always been in our relationship. The last interaction I had with her was supposedly her last chance of reconciliation. However, after days of me standing my ground, she turned the tables on me and accused me of not loving her enough. She pleaded with me, saying she still believed in our future together and didn't want to lose me. But I held firm, telling her that I couldn't keep giving her chances. Instead of trying to understand my reasons, she chose to place all the blame on me for not being devoted enough to make it work. Now, I'm the villain, the one who shattered her heart and walked away. When she didn't get her way and my reaction was different from what she expected, she began to paint a story where her husband is abandoning her because he doesn't care. Suddenly, she's the innocent one, hurting and in agony. She has been spending days alone in her bedroom, constantly reminding me that I'm a terrible husband for not comforting her while she cries. To be honest, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of investing my care and love into someone who doesn't value or respect me. The person I used to know has disappeared, and it's sad to say that I only came to this realization when she started seeing someone else. That was the final straw for me. Although it still hurts, I can now easily imagine a life without her. I'm no longer fooling myself with thoughts of a possible future together. I am grateful to everyone for their guidance and for taking the time to hear me out. Reading through all of your posts was a great source of support and helped me see where I went wrong in the situation. Your words gave me the courage to break the cycle. I hadn't realized that some of my actions were only rewarding her negative behavior. But now I have found the strength to stand up for myself, and I am determined to follow through with the divorce. Thank you. That's going to be the end of this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe. If not, that's all right. I still enjoy making these videos, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.